A top story today. India is all set to begin its second phase of vaccination drive. The registration for appointment will be open between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on the COVID 2.0 portal. In this phase, people above the age of 60 and those with underlying healthcare conditions above the age of 45 will be vaccinated. The Health Ministry has asked private hospitals to sell the doses at the cost of 250 rupees. That includes 100 rupees of administering the vaccine. The ministry has included 10,000 private hospitals listed under the Ayushman Bharat or the PMJ scheme and 600 hospitals under the CGHS for the second vaccination drive. While the government hospitals will administer the vaccines free of cost, under this phase, the government has planned to vaccinate as many as 27 crore people. Those who will be vaccinated will get a QR coded certificate and will have to carry their government ID to get the jab. Meanwhile, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is also scheduled to be vaccinated at 1 p.m. today in Patna. Whereas as India is all set to begin its second phase of vaccination drive, many are wondering if they are eligible for the shot. Many still don't know what they have to do to get the vaccine jab. I answer all of these queries in this report. Take a look. If you are above the age of 60 or between the age of 45 and 59, you are eligible to get a shot against COVID-19. You either choose a government vaccination site or pay a nominal amount at a private hospital. Here is what you can do. Use your smartphone to download the Arogya Setu app. Soon you will find a new tab on this app which will be the vaccination tab. You can provide your mobile number and fill in some minimal details like name, age and gender. 4 appointments can be made on one mobile phone. If you are using the website route, you still have to have a smartphone. Go to the website of the Cowin software or cowin.gov.in. Enter the mobile number or Aadhaar number. You will receive an OTP with which your account will be created. Fix an appointment, get details at the vaccination center, visit the vaccination center on the scheduled date and time and get the jab. Those above the age of 45 will have to provide a medical certificate mentioning their comorbid condition at the vaccination center. This will be given by a registered medical practitioner. The government says given the magnitude of the exercise, they're trying to iron out all the problems.
For a couple of days, there were glitches which have been removed since then. And since then, there have been no glitches at all. Now, people who are complaining of the glitches are unfortunately those people or those entities where these are data-related problems.
The effort clearly this time around is to facilitate as many vaccinations as possible and make things extremely simple. And it is for this very reason that walk-in vaccinations have been allowed, something that was not allowed in the first phase of vaccinations. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today. And amid rising COVID-19 cases in the financial capital of Mumbai, the BMC is all set to launch the second phase of the drive from today onwards. Well, those above the age of 60, those between 45 to 59 with specified comorbidities, 20 of them listed by the government will be eligible for the shots. While vaccine is going to be free in municipal and government hospitals, 250 rupees is going to be charged for each dose in private hospitals. 53 private hospitals in the BMC area which are implementing the Jan Arogya Yojana and central or state health insurance schemes will be part of this drive. Beneficiaries will be required to register on the Cowin digital forum, which can be done either in advance or at the vaccination center. Those in the age of between 45 to 59 must carry a certificate, the format of which has been given out by the government, specifying the comorbidity they suffer from. Meanwhile, there is no let-up in new cases in Maharashtra. The state witnessed 8,293 fresh cases yesterday, with Mumbai adding 1,051 new cases to its COVID tally.
क्या कहे, मास्क तो पहनना चाहिए. जो 3 बातें हैं, वैक्सीन आएगी, जरूर आएगी, लेकिन वैक्सीन लेने के बाद भी मास्क तो पहनना ही होगा. आने वाले कुछ महीनों तक शायद ये सिलसिला जारी रहेगा और हमें तो थोड़ी सी एक ज्यादा खबरदारी म्हणतो तिथं घ्यावी लागेल.
Shifting focus to poll-bound Bengal, where trouble seems to be brewing in the newly formed alliance between the Congress left and the influential Furfura cleric Abbas Siddiqui's ISF for Bengal elections. Furfura Dargah cleric Abbas Siddiqui, who is believed to have an influence in 120 Muslim-dominated seats in Bengal, is bargaining hard for the seats in the upcoming polls. Siddiqui has given an ultimatum to the Congress party seeking clarification whether it wants an alliance or not. Siddiqui has also said that he does not want the votes to be divided for the sake of humanity. Siddiqui is a known Mamta beta and has already sounded a war cry by floating his party. In January this year, AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi had met Siddiqui, inviting him for an alliance.
देखिए इंसानियत के लिए, इंसान के लिए, बेकार के लिए हम चाहते हैं वोट का बंटवारा न हो, इसीलिए जो सीट का समझौता हुआ है उसमें हम राजी हैं। फिर भी कांग्रेस अगर क्लियर नहीं कर रहे, इसलिए हमने बोला है आपका पोजीशन क्या है, क्लियर कर दीजिए, जो करना है या नहीं करना है।
Well, after a BJP worker and his 85-year-old mother were brutally assaulted in Bengal's North 24 Parganas district, the National Commission for Women Chief Rekha Sharma has condemned this incident and is taking cognizance of this horrific attack. Meanwhile, politics has erupted after the BJP blamed TMC workers for the attack on the woman. Bengal Minister Partha Chatterjee has blamed BJP for the incident, claiming that the Saffron Party is politicizing a family dispute. The incident took place at around 1:30 a.m. on Sunday when the victim, identified as Gopal Majumdar, and his aged mother were at their residence in North Dum City.
The violent run-up to Bengal polls, clashes and street wars. Now the ugliest face of the poll fight. This 85-year-old woman, mother of a BJP worker, battered on her face, allegedly by TMC workers. Her son too wasn't spared.
যারা এসেছিল তারা কারা ছিল মাসিমা?
তৃণমূলের লোক।
কতজন এসেছিল?
তা ঠিক বলতে পারি না, এক কথাও স্বীকার করবে না। ছেলেকে বলেছে, তুমি কেন স্বীকার করবে না?
কাল রাত একদম 15 নাগাদ হঠাৎ দিকে লাঠি দিয়ে এই দরজাটা ভাঙে, তৃতীয় দরজাটা ভেঙে আমাকে দিয়ে বলে, হ্যাঁ বিজে আমার একটা গালা নোংরা বাতায় গালাগাল দিয়ে বলে বিজেপি মারাচ্ছি। তখন আমি ওকে বলেছি, আমি যদি বিজেপি করি তাহলে তুমি কি করো? হ্যাঁ, আমার বিজেপি করার কি অপরাধ? তারপরেই দেখি আমারে ধুমধাম করে মারা আরম্ভ করলো, হঠাৎ বড় একটা বাদ দিয়ে বাড়ি দিল।
BJP and TMC indulged in big war of words over the incident, blaming each other.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता मारे जा रहे हैं, पीटे जा रहे हैं। हमारे 130 कार्यकर्ताओं की हत्या हुई है, बलिदान हुआ है। उनका बलिदान व्यर्थ नहीं जाएगा। टीएमसी का मतलब ही हो गया तोड़ो मारो काटो। पूरे पश्चिम बंगाल को तबाह और बर्बाद कर दिया ममता दीदी ने।
ऐसे कोई झंझट में, माँ बेटा की झंझट में, पारिवारिक झंझट में हमारे तृणमूल अभी जाना बंद कर दिया। क्यों इलेक्शन शुरू है? ये सरासर गलत है तृणमूल के खिलाफ बोलना, और ये अपनी पार्टी के अंदरूनी मामला है बीजेपी का, इसमें तृणमूल का कोई लेन देन है।
Another BJP worker received a chilling blood-doused threat letter warning it will be his turn next, accompanied by a charred BJP flag.
এই সময় মায়ের পায়ে খামে একটা পড়ে, সেটা রক্ত মাখানো পুরো ছিল খামটার মধ্যে, এবং ভিতরে ছেঁড়া পদ্ম ফুলের আমাদের ফ্ল্যাগটা রয়েছিল। প্রচণ্ড ভীত সন্ত্রস্ত আছি।
কিছু লেখা ছিল?
এবারে তোর পালা
লেখা ছিল? কিসে লেখা ছিল?
খামের ওপরে।
খামের ওপরে।
Bengal has seen a massive spurt in violence as campaign intensifies. TMC Minister Zakir Hussain was seriously hurt in a bomb attack in Murshidabad railway station. Even BJP chief JP Nadda's convoy was attacked during campaign.
ऐसे आपके गुंडे बचेंगे नहीं। जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार आएगी, पाताल से ढूंढ कर उसको ढूंढ लेंगे, और हमारे कार्यकर्ता को जिन ने हत्या करी है उसको कानून के दायरे में ले जाएंगे, जेल में पहुंचाएंगे। ऐसे बचेंगे नहीं वो।
हमको धमकाता है, चमक दे रहा है, बोलता है देखा जाएगा
हम इसको बर्बाद कर देंगे, इसको यही करना पड़ेगा. What he thinks, I am his bonded labor, or I am his maid servant. What he thinks himself, I am not. हिम्मत है तो हमारे साथ लड़के देखे.
With attacks and counters, will Bengal see the bloodiest election ever? Bureau Report, India Today.
And this is the big story we are breaking at this up. The Prime Minister has taken the jab against COVID-19. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just tweeted, "Took my first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine at AIIMS. Remarkable how our doctors and scientists have worked in quick time to strengthen the global fight against COVID-19. I appeal to all those who are eligible to take the vaccine. Together, let us make India COVID-19 free." Paulami Saha getting us more details on that big story. Paulami, this is a huge message also from the Prime Minister that the vaccine is safe. I am taking it and everybody else must take it, whoever is eligible. He also, in fact, is in the priority group starting today.
Absolutely. This is a very strong message which is going out from the top leadership of the country, no less the Prime Minister of the country himself. We had reported earlier that the Prime Minister would be taking the vaccine when the vaccine would be given to the common citizens of the country, the priority group of senior citizens, 60-plus age group. The Prime Minister's office had told us that he would be taking the vaccine, and early this morning, the Prime Minister has taken the first dose of the vaccine at AIIMS. And Sneha, as you have also been reporting, AIIMS is giving the dose of Covaxin, which has been, in fact, manufactured by Bharat Biotech. So there has been a lot of questions around. There have been a lot of questions around the vaccine. There's been a lot of vaccine hesitancy that we've witnessed. So the Prime Minister here, leading from the front, as an example, saying, "Here, I'm taking the vaccine right before your eyes. I have gone to AIIMS. I've taken the vaccine this morning. I'm leading from the front. You have nothing to worry about. The vaccine is absolutely safe, and everyone who is eligible to take the vaccine now, starting today, should go ahead and protect themselves against the virus."
Yes, absolutely. And it's the message is double in the sense that, Paulami, the double message really from the Prime Minister is that the vaccine is safe, and this is Covaxin, which of course many Congress-led states have rejected, like Chhattisgarh, for example. And also the very fact that the opposition had been saying that this has been developed in a fashion which is just to score political brownie points, and the Prime Minister must be the first to take it, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. There have been so many questions, like you said, from political parties, certain politicians making, statements about the vaccine itself and whether, India is, prepared enough to administer these vaccines. Have they gone through their checks and balances, etc., all of that. And the health ministry and various agencies which have been associated with the process have been coming forward constantly in order to tell the people that it's absolutely safe, that, the requisite number of trials that the vaccines need to be put through, the checks and balances, they've been done, and only after being assured themselves that the vaccine is absolutely safe to be administered to the people has the process of vaccination even begun in the country on January 16th, when our healthcare workers and frontline workers were given the first jab. So now, of course, with the Prime Minister leading from the front, this is obviously a very big move and a big signal and a message that's going out this morning that it's absolutely safe. You have nothing to worry about. If the Prime Minister is stepping forward and taking the vaccine, you couldn't get a bigger example of how much the government is behind these vaccines that they have sanctioned and approved for use. And the common citizens who are now eligible to take these vaccines, including senior citizens, 60 plus, and those with comorbidities and 45 plus, they should be able to go out there and take these vaccines.
Absolutely. Questions are being raised on whether the Prime Minister and his entire cabinet would be taking the vaccine or not. Those who were eligible took it earlier. Dr. Mahesh Sharma, for example, is a healthcare worker. He took it. The Prime Minister now has taken the vaccine, and that, Paulami, I would really believe is going to be the most defining image of this year of the pandemic. The Prime Minister 7 a.m. this morning, taking the vaccine and, just countering all the arguments of the opposition. Also, a particular section of the medical community who've been raising questions on Covaxin, isn't it?
Absolutely. The Prime Minister's message is very clear with the photographs that he's tweeted out of him smiling and taking the first jab of the Covaxin at AIIMS. His message is very clear. He says, remarkable how our doctors and scientists have worked in quick time to strengthen the global fight against COVID-19. And I appeal to all those who are eligible to take the vaccine. Together, let us make India COVID-19 free. Yes, like you said, there have been people from the medical fraternity as well who have expressed their doubts and concerns as to whether, the agencies were rushing through with sanctioning the approval for these vaccines, whether they had indeed gone through the requisite checks and balances. But what the Prime Minister here, with, of course, leading from the front, is doing is that he's assuring everyone concerned, not just the opposition, political parties, persons who have raised concerns, but even the medical fraternity, certain members of medical fraternity, who in fact raised specific concerns about Covaxin itself. And Covaxin is what is being given and administered at AIIMS. So he has gone to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences first thing this morning, taken the first dose of the vaccine, and has sent out that message that I am here, I am taking the vaccine, and there's nothing to worry about it. So you should be able to. There was no question of me not taking the vaccine, or I was trying to avoid it while administering it to my healthcare and frontline workers. I was only not eligible at that point of time. Today, I'm eligible to get the jab, and I'm taking it leading from the front.
Yes, absolutely. Paulmi, be with us. We'll just come back to you for more on that. Meanwhile, Milind Sharma is also getting us more details. Milind, extremely important, this message from the Prime Minister today. And you know this best, the kind of vaccine hesitancy that is there in the country, especially around India's indigenous vaccine. This is going to really go a long way in sending out a message that the vaccine is as safe as any other vaccine against COVID-19 that is being given to people across the world, isn't it?
Well, it's definitely a message, Sneha, because a lot of people were expecting that the leader of the country should take the vaccine, and that is what the Prime Minister has done. He's probably ended that kind of vaccine hesitancy that people had. And we're taking the first shot at AIIMS. AIIMS is a hospital that is delivering Covaxin, which is Bharat Biotech's indigenously made vaccine. So it's most certain that Prime Minister has taken the shot of Covaxin and sends out a very positive message on a day when the government has made people over the age of 60 plus eligible and 45 plus eligible for taking the shot.
Right, the Prime Minister there at AIIMS possibly has taken Covaxin because that's what AIIMS has been administering. In fact, the top notch of the top doctors of the country, including Dr. Randeep Guleria, as the head of AIIMS, has taken Covaxin himself. But whether he's taken Covaxin or Covishield, we'll try and get a better sense of that in a bit from now. But it's possibly Covaxin is what Milind is also telling us. Milind, apart from the Prime Minister, it appears, because Dr. Harshvardhan, the Union Health Minister, has also spoken about this in the past, that when I am eligible, I will be taking the vaccine. I think the Prime Minister has, by sending out a message of this nature, has also given an indication to the other ministers in his cabinet that you must now go ahead and take it if you are eligible, isn't it?
Well, yes, Neha. In fact, now with the Prime Minister setting the tone for the vaccination drive today, there are other ministers who will be taking the jab. Sources have told India Today that there will be some ministers in the union cabinet as well as state ministers who will go ahead and take the jabs in both government as well as private sectors. However, the Prime Minister had already said that all those ministers who are eligible should move forward and pay for the jab. So it's most likely that they'll be going to private hospitals to pay for the shot, which would be 250 rupees in private facilities and for free in government. So the government is very clear at this point. The free vaccines should be given to those that are most vulnerable and that deserve to get the free vaccine. So that will be done in the government centers, but most likely we know that there are ministers and state ministers as well who will be going forward taking the jab today, just after the Prime Minister has himself taken a shot of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Absolutely. Be with us, Minal. We'll just come back to you for more on that. Paulmi Saha also continues to be with us. Paulmi, the other message really from the Prime Minister here is that we did not jump the queue. The ministers did not jump the queue. The Prime Minister did not jump the queue. The first phase, which was for frontline workers and healthcare workers, did not see us getting the vaccine. But when we are eligible, we will go ahead and take it, isn't it?
Right. Sneha, also what we're getting to learn right now are two pieces of information. One, we can confirm that Covaxin was what was administered to Prime Minister Modi this morning at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and also Sister P. Niveda from Puducherry is the one who you see in those images administering the vaccine. So Covaxin is the vaccine dose which has been administered to Prime Minister Narendra Modi this morning at AIIMS, and Sister P. Niveda, who hails from the Union Territory of Puducherry, is the one to have administered that first jab of Covaxin made by Bharat Biotech to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So yes, a very significant message that the Prime Minister has sent out this morning. He has not delayed the process. He has not kept anyone guessing or waiting to see if he himself will take the vaccine dose or not. He's literally the first person who's gone to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences this morning and has taken the first jab of the Bharat Biotech manufactured Covaxin.
Yes, you know, Paulmi, all through the pandemic, each time the government, in fact, the Prime Minister was seen really leading from the front when it came to messages of lockdown, tough calls being taken by the government, messages to ensure that everybody in the country follows the protocol. And the sense really is that his message, whenever is delivered by the Prime Minister, it sends out, a signal that one must, in fact, stick to what the Prime Minister is saying. It also ensures that people do listen to him and follow what the government wants them to do in terms of observing the protocol. And I think this also is the same thing, isn't it? The kind of message that's gone out by this particular image this morning, the Prime Minister getting a shot of Covaxin, is just going to go such a long way in telling the people of the country that go ahead, do not worry about the vaccine being, this vaccine not having efficacy data just yet. This vaccine is safe and you should be going ahead and taking it if this is the vaccine that's being given at your particular vaccination site.
Oh, absolutely. It sends out a very big message. If you have the Prime Minister of the country taking the first shot of the vaccine when he becomes eligible today to take the vaccine, then it should leave you in no doubt about the efficacy data that you said seems to be lacking as far as the Covaxin is concerned. But the government has assured the people and has been assuring the people since January onwards that there's absolutely no reason to worry, that they have in fact assured themselves about all of the possibilities before, of course, making and approving Covaxin to be administered to the people of the country, especially those who protect us. The first up in the queue were healthcare workers, were frontline workers who obviously were in maximum need of the vaccine, had to be first up in the queue, and but we would not risk it with them if we were not absolutely assured that it was safe to administer them with these two vaccines which have been approved by the government of India. So now that it has become possible for the Prime Minister at his age to take the vaccine because he comes in the eligible category, he has taken the vaccine shot and he has sent out a very strong message. Like I said, he did not delay, he did not keep us guessing, through the day or through the days to come as to when he's going to take the vaccine. He's literally become the first person to go out there today as soon as he became eligible. He falls in the category of those who can, in fact, get the vaccine shot today. He literally is the first person who got the shot. So
Yes.
He has sent out a strong message, and it helps. It assures the people, if you see the Prime Minister of India taking the first shot of that vaccine, it should leave you in no doubt worrying about the safety of that vaccine dose, it sends out a very, very strong message.
Absolutely. Not just that, Polimi, this in fact importantly is a vaccine that has been developed by the Indian Council of Medical Research along with the NIV and Bharat Biotech. So in every sense, it is India's indigenous vaccine against COVID-19, and there's messaging in that also. The Prime Minister went to AIIMS and got Covaxin, which is India's own vaccine.
Absolutely. It has sent out a very strong message, when he has gone out and taken the Covaxin. He's not, deterred about that. There were certain questions that were raised about Covaxin, but he's gone out there and he's taken that first shot of Covaxin from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. We saw that some of our top, medical experts and those who have been leading India's COVID-19 fight were, in fact, the first ones, again, when India started the process of vaccination in January, to take the shot, and they took the Covaxin shot. Dr. V.K. Paul, Dr. Randeep Guleria, these were some of the people who were there at All India Institute of Medical Sciences first, taking the shot in order to assure the nation that if we can take it, we're the ones who are leading this fight against COVID-19, then you have nothing to worry about. And today, the Prime Minister going out there and taking India's indigenous vaccine shot, again, assuring the people that we've put our heart and soul in the manufacture of this vaccine. We want to tell you that the process took all of this while other countries were, of course, granting emergency use approval for other vaccines. We took our time. We waited for these vaccines, which were being produced on our very soil, manufactured on our very soil, to, of course, reach that stage, seek approval. We've seen the data. We've seen all the trial results. And now we are assured that they're absolutely safe to be administered to the people of the country. So far, no adverse reports. People have got their second doses as well, as far as the first category of healthcare experts and frontline workers are concerned. So it is absolutely safe to get the vaccine, and the Prime Minister has gone out there and he's taken, like you said, the indigenous vaccine, Covaxin, which, like you mentioned, has been produced and manufactured by the ICMR and Bharat Biotech and NIG Pune.
Absolutely important development coming in this morning, and this Polimi is going to be an extremely defining image of this pandemic, where the Prime Minister walking that extra mile at 7 a.m. this morning, goes to AIIMS. It's India's premier most institutes and gets a dose of Covaxin. Remember, this is a vaccine that's going to be given in two doses, like the other vaccine also. So 28 days from now, the Prime Minister is going to get the second shot of the vaccine. He sent out a message that the vaccine is safe. Polimi, there have been concerns regarding Covaxin, given the fact that it is still in the clinical trial mode. Questions have been raised about whether it is safe for senior citizens on blood thinners, those with underlying healthcare conditions to take it or not. The Prime Minister, with this one shot, essentially has, tried to allay all of those fears. Really, it remains to be seen how soon and how effectively can India really deal with the problem of vaccine hesitancy. But it's not just one message, but several messages from the Prime Minister this morning, with that one defining image and one tweet of his in which he said that I have got a shot of the vaccine against COVID-19. Polimi, thanks for getting us up to speed with that. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you and also to Milind Sharma for more on that important story. For the moment, it's time for a quick commercial break here.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.